And the Golden Globe for Best Podcast Intro goes to... This is Corey, and this is the Anthem podcast.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's Rob. I would have given you the award, but you stumbled a little bit there.
I know. It was a failure in the end.
Oh, too bad we're live, and we can't take it back. No double takes.
No take two.
So, welcome, everybody, to episode 196 of the Anthem podcast. It is 3:28 Pacific. That makes it 6:28 Eastern, and the Anthem podcast is live from coast to coast, broadcasting from the hashtag OTA LA studios, high above the 110 freeway in beautiful downtown Los Angeles, California. Especially beautiful in the last couple of days, actually.
Yeah, especially since I've been back home from East.
Yes. So we have so much to get to today. If you saw the intro, there is even more than is listed there. We can't even get to it all. But let's start at the very, very top, which is feedback from last week's episode. So we posted a live video last night talking about how we are going to be back live today. And here we are. But unlike other podcasts you might listen to that are like, hey, it's the holidays, let's do a best of, let's do something else. No, we don't do that. 196 of consecutive new material every single week. Mm-hmm. And the last week, it was a little bit in advance. We didn't want to talk about news because who knows what would have changed. Lord knows anything we talked about 3 weeks before.
Right. I mean,
pointless.
Trump could have been impeached at any point during that time.
Yes.
Who knows?
So we had the great music debate. Now, I heard a lot of things from a lot of people while I was home. And I'm really disappointed in you guys for not participating more and letting Corey know all of the negative things that you told me.
Yeah, because all I have right now is just one text message on the listener line.
I see a very long text message, though. So we're going to go through that. But I just want to say, guys, we need your feedback. Corey needs to know how horrible he is. And when you Snapchat me, that's great. But when we are in two separate parts of the state, it doesn't really work well for me letting him know how much he sucks.
Yeah, you got to Snapchat me, too. Just random. Just hit me up with, like, look, you suck.
And where would they do that?
At Legend CB5.
Oh, you mean that thing that's right down there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
down there.
At Robert N. Cheek for me, right down there at the bottom. So let's talk about the message that we got. I have not seen this text message yet. Corey has. He got it, and he was like, so you want to see it, huh? And then he went on this spiel about groupies, so I'm imagining it's going to be good. Let's take a listen.
What I like is that anytime Rob and I get into some sort of argument online, invariably I get a message from somebody, usually a girl who knows Rob from somewhere, at which point I get shit on. So here is that text. All right, so essentially, I was exhausted by listening to the great music debate episode. My face was in my hands. Laugh out loud. I was so unbelievably frustrated with Corey. I love you guys, and I love hearing both sides, but this was one where I could not get on board with. What I was left with was, in the end, was, okay, so either I kill myself for liking this kind of music, Corey words, not mine, or throw my hands up like Rob and say, well, none of this matters, apparently. That's all. Keep up the good work, boys. Love you both. P.S. Corey, I'm still mad at you and disappointed with you, though. God damn it, I'm so mad I could spit. Anyway, have a good night, Ashley. Number one.
So mad I could spit.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
I've been there before. I've been that mad before.
Yeah.
First of all, I should say, I do from time to time get run up a little bit and say things like people should kill themselves. That's really not something I truly believe. That's more of like the kid in me that still comes out, where like that would you would tell 47 people a day to kill themselves.
I wouldn't, but I mean, maybe you would. As a kid.
When I was a kid, like kill yourself was like the thing that like everybody said. So I think it just sort of stuck with me, and sometimes comes out. I don't actually mean kill yourself. I just mean like ostracize yourself from the rest of civilization.
Sure. Yeah. So what you're saying is that fans of our show should ostracize themselves from civilization.
No, they should just listen to what I'm trying to tell them. I'm trying to give them the good bits, because one day, you know how like all of us had good music to grow up to? Mm-hmm. Kids today don't have that.
Okay.
So eventually the further generations of music are going to be even worse. That's my point.
Mm-hmm. And you spend
unless we cut off the problem at the head.
You spend an hour and a half dancing around that, and then the response that I got was 100%. What the hell is Corey talking about?
All right, fine.
Did you hear anything to the opposite?
No.
Really?
No, I didn't hear anything at all. Literally nothing.
Wow.
Except for all the people I play, I would periodically I'd play a little bit of like a Little Yachty for like people at home, and I'd be like, "What do you think of this? Like, honestly, what do you think of this?" And they'd be like, "This is terrible." Like, I don't. And I'd be like, "Rob likes this," and it's just like, Rob's just trying to stay young. Rob's just trying to act like he's a young kid.
Well, I am a young kid.
He's not a young kid. Just because Rob is literally the live action version of the Steve Buscemi in 30 Rock with like, "Hello, fellow kids."
Yes.
Like that is Rob to a T. He's doing anything he possibly can to stay young
and relevant.
Be hip and with the kids and the musicallys.
Yeah, I have
and your
to.
Logan Pauls and
listen. Some of us haven't settled that the rest of our lives are going to be miserable, and we need to stay young and hip with the kids.
I'm still on the vanguard. I just don't give a shit about what the kids think.
Anyway, so thank you guys for the bit of feedback.
Speaking of which, there's a new singing competition out.
Yes, the 4.
The 4?
Yeah.
3 of the 4 judges on the 4 don't have talent or ability.
Well,
DJ Khaled can't sing. P. Diddy can't sing. Meghan Trainor can't sing. And I don't know who the 4th person is, but I'm sure it's some
it's a label.
like some guy from Interscope or something like that.
It's a guy from a label. Like, the whole thing is that none of them can
who's going to wear glasses and be like, "Yo, dog, I don't know. I don't think you're right for the 4. I don't think you get one of the spots."
None of them are singers. Some of them are singers, but they're not there to be singers. Meghan Trainor.
They're there to judge other people who can sing.
Yes. Yeah.
Like I'm supposed to. Hey, I couldn't find 4 real singers, so here's 2 dogs, a turtle, and a horse. Let's judge our singing competition.
So, by the way, we are waiting on Corey's platinum album that will be coming later this year because what I'm saying is
so easy.
The 4 people on that stage there have billions of dollars of knowledge.
Well, P. Diddy has billions of dollars of knowledge.
And
DJ Khaled has tens of millions of dollars of...
Sure.
And Meghan Trainor is lucky to be alive.
And
is lucky to be alive.
The head of I don't think it's Interscope, but it's some record label. It's probably hundreds of millions of dollars.
Meghan Trainor is I don't know this for a fact. I'm just taking a wild stab in the dark guess.
Thoughts of Corey's alone and not those of the other in the podcast. Go ahead.
But there's probably some 40-year-old balding guy who's telling Meghan Trainor what to say.
Except for Meghan Trainor was a very prolific songwriter before she was a singer. And All About That Bass was her song because no one else wanted to sing it. And they're like, "Hey, why don't you sing it?"
What about that song about I need a man to take care of me and hold me tight and I don't fuck women?
Here's the point, and here is you missing it of that song. That's not at all what the song is.
We're talking about 2 different songs.
No, we're talking about the same song.
We're not getting into this again. We're not doing week 2. We got
the
way
4,
too much
though,
stuff to go
you
on.
have a producer in DJ Khaled. You have a songwriter in Meghan Trainor. You have a hype man.
Songwriter.
She's a prolific songwriter.
Okay.
She wrote for Rihanna. She wrote for Katy Perry. She wrote for a lot of people.
Okay.
You have a record label head, and then you have like the perennial guy who just does whatever the fuck he wants to do, and he's gonna buy the goddamn Carolina Panthers.
Did he?
Yes.
Yeah. He's gonna kick out Cam Newton and bring in Colin Kaepernick. Did you hear that one?
Yeah, maybe.
We're gonna get rid of the prolific black quarterback of the last generation.
And bring in the.
No,
I don't think he said he was going to kick him out. They said they were going to bring in Kaepernick. But you're idiots. All of you are idiots.
They said we're going to bring in Kaepernick and make him start.
No, he didn't. He said he was open to bringing in Kaepernick as part of the ownership team. Oh, maybe if we read the stories instead of focusing on the headlines, Trump, then maybe we would know what's going on. Anyway,
fake news.
So a lot of stuff happened. Obviously, we were back home for the East, in the East for the holidays. I have to say, I loved seeing everyone, especially my nephew, but I was miserable the entire time. It was 18 degrees high on some of those days.
Yeah.
And I'm not acclimated to that bullshit anymore.
I think that's part of the I was discussing this. It's not that I'm weaker now and I can't handle the cold.
Yeah.
It's that usually we have the time to like adjust to it dipping.
Slowly going
Yeah. We didn't go from 70 to 18 like we do.
Well, I mean, it is Maryland, so on occasion it does go
from time to time. It does do that.
But no, you get the general like fall, and it's getting colder and colder and colder, and then winter's cold. But you've had time to acclimate.
But I mean, like it'll be 50 for a week, and you'll be like, oh, it's not so bad out, and then 30, and that's not. You get used to it being cold. Going from it's hot to it being cold, all of a sudden it's just like
going from 62, I'm freezing to death on my walk to Starbucks to I'm standing out on Boston Street in Baltimore, and it's like feels like -5.
Yeah.
Super. All right. Yeah, that's great. No, not a fan. Not a fan. But how was your time at home?
Great. I got to see most everybody. I always feel bad that no matter how long your trip home would be, you'd never see everybody.
Yes.
It just seems to be in the cards that way sometimes. But
you can't. I mean, you guys would need a receiving line for
Rachel I mean,
to see everyone.
Right. It would be like when the Pope came to visit.
Yeah.
Everybody see people at the airport and just got a wave from our Pope mobile.
Yeah. Oh wait. No, this is the pageant. It's the the Queen.
Yeah.
The Queen does the. Like you're smelling your own farts. That's make a gruff face and push it up to your face.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, so we did see a bunch of people.
Mm-hmm.
We got posse karaoke night.
Yeah.
That was super fun.
That was important.
Yeah. You guys got to come down and see Mac, which was fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Maxon is adorable.
I was gonna say, now I've talked a lot about how cute he is, but you saw him in person.
Yeah, I can attest. It's a good looking baby.
He is an adorable baby. So I am
delicious looking baby.
Yes. So it was a good time at home, and I got back on Tuesday really late. And was like trying to get settled in, and then my mom texted me and said, "Hey, looks like you got out just in time. They're saying snow Wednesday." And I was doing the math like, what time is Corey and Rachel's flight? Did you guys see any of the snowfall?
No.
I mean, we saw some snowfall while we were there. But
no, I mean we were gone before anything came in.
Yeah.
I think it was in like Jacksonville when we were boarding. Yeah. Granted, I saw snow in Detroit.
Well, we saw snow in Baltimore too.
Well, but I mean, like I landed to snow in Detroit.
Right. Yeah.
And we had to de-ice the plane before we left.
Right.
But yeah, no weather problems on the way out.
Yeah. Listen.
Because there was a bomb cyclone the next day.
Yeah. I have to say.
I like when winter weather is so crazy that they need to come up with terms to like explain how like more of a storm is like with rain. I understand if it's like a drizzle. I understand if it's steady rain or pouring rain or a hurricane. Like I've lived through all those.
Yeah.
But whenever there's more snow, you're gonna get more and more ferocious snow than usual. They have to come up with some sort of like
the bomb cyclone.
The bomb cyclone or the snowpocalypse is about to happen.
By the way, they didn't go with snowpocalypse. I'm glad they didn't because if you guys follow us on social media at Robert and Cheek. At Legend CB5.
Mm-hmm.
We back many years ago, 2009, 2010, 2009.
Something like that.
We were in the real snowpocalypse where we got 12 inches in back-to-back storms, and we got locked into our block for like
a week.
More than that, probably, because a tree fell too.
Yeah.
At the end of the
well,
block.
I couldn't go to work for like a week because there was trees all down the light rail.
Yeah.
I was gonna have to take the light rail to and from work.
Already miserable.
And you couldn't get past North Avenue.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, fine.
So
Guess I'm off work.
That's a snowpocalypse. When literally we are waiting. There's a picture of Corey in his shorts, and the plow would come through once, I think, and that was the last time we saw the plow. But like, there is probably 6 or 7 inches of snow on the side. Corey's in his shorts running down the the plowed street.
Yeah.
And it got worse from there. That's snowpocalypse. This is the wind was everything. That's what they were.
We
saying.
also had a housewarming party that weekend. Do you remember?
I do.
We were gonna have the Super Bowl housewarming party.
Yeah, that didn't work out.
And then it just ended up being me, you, Steph, and Joe Guffman at Pickles.
Oh, that's right.
Joe somehow managed to get downtown. Yeah.
But yeah, we just assumed nobody would come. And, well, hey, welcome.
We'll go to Pickles, I guess.
We got no food in the house.
Yeah, to watch the Saints.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, so much love to all you guys out on the East Coast dealing with the snow. I am not a fan. Ashley is joining the chat. Ashley, you missed us just talking about you. You're going to have to listen on Tuesday. But yes, I think everyone in the East is just done with the snow altogether. Especially like people in Flash and Alyssa, people in Massachusetts, they're used to it. So I guess they're not so much, but everyone in Maryland is just like, all right, snow, I'm over it. It's fine.
My number one thing, and this will be the last touchstone we get on.
Yeah.
We were staying with Rachel's mom, and she is on the water in Sparrows Point.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with going home and it being cold. I am not as fine with being on the water when it's cold.
Yeah.
Because that wind whipping off the water is just like it gets you like right in the. It makes you feel like your bone marrow is freezing.
Yeah.
Like inside of your bones, it makes you feel like there's ice cubes in your bones.
It might help if you didn't wear shorts outside. That could help.
I would wear actual pants as well. I had wind pants that I brought home for the occasion. Because I remember the last time I was like, it was cold and I was like standing out on a pier.
Yeah.
This is bullshit.
So I hope you guys stay safe in the snow. I hear school is canceled on the Eastern Shore again tomorrow. So check your local county. Well, I guess if you're listening to this, it's probably already passed. But yeah. So enjoy that snow. We might be able to go down. We might be able to go down to the pool this afternoon.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, it's warm enough.
It's a heated pool.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So
even when it is a little chilly, it's still just the right temperature.
Just perfect. And by the way, we do have plenty of space if anybody would like to come visit. You're welcome.
Rob's trying to get people to visit like crazy.
Yeah, I'm just like, hey, it's not 18 degrees. The air doesn't hurt your face here. So wouldn't you enjoy that? So anyway, I hope everybody stays safe and enjoy that winter weather. It's chilly here too. Like got down to 55 the other night.
You know what I hate? I hate when I want to ride a sweatshirt and ride my bike or ride the bike at the same time.
Yeah.
But it's just a little bit too warm for the sweatshirt.
Right. When you're doing a little energy. You're just
Yeah, like
I sweat a little bit.
You'd want it to be like a little, maybe 5 or 10 degrees chillier.
Right.
Or maybe just a little bit of cloud cover to keep the sun out of your face.
But LA just doesn't give you that relief. It's just
Right.
beautiful.
You have to choose between wearing a sweatshirt and biking or not wearing a sweatshirt and biking. And those problems can be difficult.
Yeah. Hashtag LA problems.
LA problems.
Who knows? All right, so I promised Corey I would give him a little bit of time to talk, so I'm going to do that now.
Okay.
Well, you said you wanted 60 seconds. Should we put you on a clock?
I mean, you don't have to put me on like an official clock.
So I'll just enter this by saying
Here, I'll look at the.
I could not care less about this. I think my position is pretty well clear about just fuck it all. None of it really matters. And hey, we got disappointed. Who's surprised? Anyway, but Corey, take it away.
All right. Basically, what I want to do is just take a minute to bitch about the Ravens. I was home in the cold watching the Ravens play the Bengals the whole time. I didn't leave until the game was over. Of course, the game ended a lot earlier than we thought it would with the 4th and 12 on a 49-yard pass for the touchdown and eliminating the Ravens from the playoffs. But you know what? That's the part that doesn't bother me so much. I'm okay. I don't think the Ravens were really a playoff team.
No.
Whether or not they deserve to be in there more than like the Titans or the Bills is another subject, but I don't think they were good enough. What bothers me is when you do the same thing over and over again and expect different results. It's the definition of stupidity, right?
It is, yes.
Why in the fuck is Marty Morningweg allowed to come back into this team? Like into the locker room, into the facility with the players. He once ran a play where Mike Wallace literally just stood there, not run out, trying to make a distraction, block somebody, do anything. Just fucking stood there. All right? And I understand Joe doesn't want to have to learn a new playbook or have to deal with a new offensive coach or anything like that. I don't give a shit. Joe, you are lucky that you are allowed to make as much money as you are being a quarterback in the NFL. It's absurd. Marty Morningweg must go. I know they said they're going to bring him back, but I still think that if enough of us come with fire and torches, they will just fucking fire him because it's clear that he is the problem. He's almost as bad as Cam Cameron. He should be out of town. He wasn't good enough to coach the Detroit Lions or the Arizona Cardinals, and therefore is not allowed to coach our offense. See ya, Marty. That's my minute.
All right, hey. Let's get back
to the two-shot.
Here we go. Back to the two-shot. Yeah, so just so everybody knows, we'll be bitching about this for the next year because Marty will be back next
He's going to get fired like halfway through the season. Why don't we just do it now? Like, why are we appeasing Joe for some...
And that's what I don't understand. It's like, listen, you want to be an elite quarterback, you have to have elite people around you.
Yeah.
Why would you look at this and say, this is the elite guy that I need to have around me?
It's not. I mean, like, I get that Joe doesn't have anybody to play with.
Yeah.
But I mean, at least give him a chance with like there's high school offenses where the kids aren't that good, but they still move the ball down the field. Yeah. They still do. Like, there's tried and true things that work. Like, hey, how about let's just have a tight end do a little out route, like a little post route.
2-step drop to the tight end.
And just get a little fade out there into the corner. It works.
You were talking about Matt Ryan doing that. Matt Ryan, who's had a miserable year this year. But looked pretty good yesterday.
Matt Ryan had like this play action pass where the defender was like right in his face right after he tried to fake the handoff, and he just like butterflied a ball that would have been a pick 95% of the time, but for whatever reason it worked.
Yeah.
Like Matt Ryan only gets shit when things go wrong for him.
Yeah.
Much like Joe only gets shit when things go wrong for him, but you're not putting him in a position to actually make the plays.
Yeah.
Like at the very least, Matt Ryan has Julio Jones. At the very least, he has Devonta Freeman.
Yeah.
He has pieces to play. Mohamed Sanu. He's got people to play with. Joe does not have this option. He has Mike Wallace, who can't catch a ball, had 3 drops in the first half of that stupid game. Jeremy Maclin, who's never not injured. Rashad Perryman, who literally has bricks for hands. A revolving string of tight ends and running backs. And literally, you have the fastest player on your team fucking standing there on a play call rather than going out and doing anything. Like, for fuck's sake, all the plays that are under 5 yards should just be thrown for the playbook. It's just like, Joe, if you can't throw past 5 yards, we got problems.
The problem is the Ravens over the years have been a lot like that hot girl that you really want to get with, and it's never going to happen. But every once in a while, like you remember that Christmas a couple years ago where you hooked up with her and you were never expecting it, but you made out just down outside the bar. It was 2012. It was a real special year for everybody. Everybody remembers that. And then you're like, hey, that could happen again. But no. She just yanks it away. She's just not.
The Ravens are like that guy that I like to talk about at the bar.
Yes.
Like the one who. There is a guy who was precious to me. He walked up to every single. I was at a bar one night. And he walked up to every single girl and he says like, "Hey, baby, nice tits." And I said, "That doesn't work. That doesn't work. I don't know why he does that. It doesn't work."
Yeah.
You know why he does it? Because once it did work.
Yep.
Once he walked up to some girl, he's like, "Hey, baby, nice tits," and she's just like, "Oh my god, that's so nice. You want to go back to my place for coffee?"
Yeah.
Just takes one. He does it for the rest of his life because it worked once.
And with luck, it worked like the first time or the 10th time, and then that's it. You're just locked.
You're locked into that game plan. That's what the Ravens are. They're locked into that same game plan.
Yeah.
And hoping to score.
The story of Baltimore sports fans: disappointment and brooding for the next few months before our next team steps up to disappoint us for the summer. Yay! Anyway, so it has been a busy week. We have a lot of stuff to talk about. Man, we got running long already.
Yeah.
But this has been a good week for literature, American literature, I want to say.
Yes.
It's been an astounding week, both fiction and nonfiction, I mean, if I have to say. So this week, if you've been paying attention on social media, I put out a new book.
Yeah. It's somewhere in the Amazon bestsellers.
Somewhere there. Yeah.
I mean, everything's a rank somewhere.
So I think you have a copy of it right there, don't you?
Boop.
Yeah, no.
The calls.
Look at the outstanding cover, designed by one Corey Baker.
Hello.
Hey there. Yeah, look at that. The Calls, The Unbelievable True Story by Daniel McAllister. Edited by
Robert N. Cheek.
That's right. Yeah.
There's a picture of this guy on the back.
Oh, hey, wait. Who's that guy?
Yeah.
I do like that we had a guest in the apartment last night. And she was just like, "Oh wait, is this you?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's me." Back when I was skinny and attractive.
The Variant Publishing.
Variant Publishing's
Joint.
first. Are you just gonna hold it there?
Just put it like that for.
Variant Publishing's first book put out. I think it's a good one. I hope everybody checks it out. So
I already read it. I didn't need to read this version of it,
right?
Because I've already read it. But I like to support, and I would recommend that every single person who hears the sound of my voice and probably supports Rob more than me, as judged by the comments that Rob's getting on his Snapchat.
The groupies.
You should go buy The Calls because it's really good.
Yeah, I would like to say I do believe it's a pretty strong book as far as that goes. Now, if anybody has paid attention to the the Anthem digital network over the past, years, we had for a while the Dirty Shore Underground podcast. And back on that podcast, Kenny and I, who were on that podcast, talked about the Black X episodes. And the Black X episodes, we're talking about essentially the events that occur in this book. So Daniel McAllister is a college student, and he... Are you just flipping to any random page?
Yeah.
And so he is cruising into his senior year or fourth year of college, and he is ready to be wrapped up. And all of a sudden, he gets thrown into this ring of mystery and intrigue that he was not expecting. This, like so much, is inspired by real life. And when it says the incredible true events, these events actually happened.
Yes.
And Corey was there for some of them.
I was.
So he can attest, and there were other people who could attest to other parts of it. All the names have been changed just to.
I don't want to give away too much.
Yeah.
But early on in the book, in the early version of the book,
Yeah.
there was a talk about like people at a party coming to come visit, and Corey was one of the names. And I
Yeah.
just want to say, that character doesn't make another appearance again. Don't. The name has been changed too, right?
I think so.
Yeah. So
Now
even
that
if
you say that, I'm not
even
sure,
if
but
it's
I
the
think
same, even if it's the same, Corey comes and goes, and there's no mention of him again.
Well, because this is Daniel McAllister's book. This
I know.
is
I'm just
his
saying.
story.
There's somebody named Corey who shows up at a party apparently, and then it's not goodly enough to return for the rest of the book.
He's just there to be a motivator for Danny and Beth. Oh wait, no, wait. I've changed the names. I don't even remember the names I changed it to. Jesus.
That's what I was looking through. I was looking for what some of the names were changed from.
Yeah. So
There's Eric now.
Wait, who is Eric? Oh, Eric is our mystery man. So the entire thing comes into this way that after 4 years, our main character Danny goes back to school. He meets a friend named Eric, and this guy seems to be really in sync with him, and they become fast friends. And Eric.
Yes, it is. So page 7.
Okay.
So we're having a party tonight, Veronica said, then covering her mouth embarrassingly, and corrected herself. Well, the whole floor is having a party, but we're organizing in it. Aaron is in, Corey is in, Jared is in, everyone. So are you in?
I forgot to
So,
change that.
so just so you know, on page 7, there's a mention of somebody named Corey. It's not me. It's another Corey.
Different Corey.
Somebody whose pseudonym is now Corey, who shows up and has no consequence whatsoever in the book, and then just disappears.
Yeah, it's just a motivator for
Yeah.
Danny to come to the party with Veronica, whose name I completely forgot.
Now that he hears this guy named Corey is coming, he's like, well, maybe I'll show up.
These sound like all cool people. I'd love to be there.
Only Corey parties are the ones worth going to.
Yeah. So
That's what the Golden Globes is. They're waiting for me to announce my party before all the celebrities.
Sure, absolutely.
By the way, I should pick up some chicken wings just in case Clooney stops by later.
Oh, sure, yeah, absolutely. Let's run down to the farm store. So Eric inspires him to chase this dream that he's always had, to run for office. And after he and Eric make this agreement, then he starts getting these mysterious calls from a 000 number, all zeros, which you can see right on the cover of the book. Right there.
Blammo.
Right there. All the phones with the 0 numbers. And
all the meticulous work put in by me to make it look like
a 0 number.
To make it look like the screens of the actual phones without copyright infringement.
Very difficult.
So listen, anybody else who's got a book out there thinking about releasing it to the masses, I know how to make fake phones. So don't you fucking forget that.
And you designed the entire cover.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's it.
I was so happy when everything was like right too. Like,
Yeah.
I like pulled it out. I was just like, oh thank God, the spine is right.
Yeah, no.
Like, it's not like bleeding out the side or something like that.
Perfect. But so Eric inspires Danny to run for office, which he's always said he wanted to do. And then these mysterious phone calls begin, and they throw him into a web of suspicion of his closest friends, and just a bunch of stuff that a college kid shouldn't have to deal with in his senior year. And it all winds up with a mysterious and thrilling conclusion where you are not sure who to trust. You're not sure what is real and what isn't. And
Who to believe.
Really, who to believe. There is a ongoing a love triangle between Danny and Veronica and the other girl whose name isn't Laura, but is something else in the book because it was Laura in real life. Flip towards the back. It's Lila, maybe? It's something with an L.
Let's find a random.
So just
Lily.
to give you guys some insight on what happened. I literally wrote this book as happened in real life. Lily. That's it. Yes.
Lily.
I wrote this book as it happened in real life with all the real names, and then I was going to leave the real names, and Corey, to his credit, was just like, maybe we change the names. Maybe not such a good idea to publish it. I'm like, well, it's not published under my name. Maybe you should change the names. So I went through and changed all of the people's names all the way through, and so I don't really know my characters' names.
Except for Corey, who shows up to a party apparently.
One time.
Shit happens, and then is never heard of again. Probably dies. Probably dies at the party.
That is the first time that...
The next time they meet is at the memorial service for Corey.
That is at the party where Veronica and Danny first have a moment.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's really big. It's not like they ended up forming a media company together or anything like that.
Listen,
it's a pretty big moment.
Daniel, it's not me. And also, if you guys have ever read the other books, William Baker also appears in Faux as the alias. The alias of Chris Bishop when he's trying to not talk to the guy who's also banging the girl he's in love with. So,
I'm just saying, every once in a while my name appears in these books, and it's not based off of... What I'm really going to enjoy is the next book you write, where it's just like, I was walking down the street, the sick homeless guy was masturbating into a can. He kept saying, my name is Corey Baker, my name is Corey Baker, over and over again. It was disgusting. Anyway, moving on.
Now you've inspired me. That's going to be a part of the next book. Easter eggs for everybody. And also the Easter egg in the very first The Movement book where... name escapes me now. All my characters are all floating around in my head. Teddy.
Yeah.
No, wait. No, it's Chris in the Faux, again, is listening to a podcast by two guys in Maryland.
Yeah.
Easter eggs.
There we go.
Easter eggs are all through it. So if you've read anything that I've read before, you don't have to read any of the other books. The Calls and Faux are both standalone novels. They're not really dependent on the rest of the universe, but they exist within the universe, and
they tie in if you wish to.
Yes, there's a lot of Easter eggs that when you read it, you'll realize, oh, I recognize this thing. This is who this character is in the greater universe. So. It's complicated. It's complex. I can't even keep it straight now, especially because I change people's names. I don't know how I'm going to keep that straight, but
You know, it's so funny. I write names in screenplays and stuff like that, and I go like, I'm going to name him Scott because he reminds me of F. Scott Fitzgerald. Mm-hmm. And then I'll come up with names for like all the characters that are based off of like literature or art of some kind. So I like taking names from literature and stuff like that. And then people will say, like, so what's your story about? It's like, some guy and some girl get together, but then there's this other girl. It's like, what are the names of these people? I don't know. I don't remember.
I don't remember what I named him. Sorry.
It's either Scott or Frank or Chad.
Chadillac, man. That's the name. But unlike the other books, this one is available on Amazon right now for only $9.99.
What?
So if you have Amazon Prime, you can get it with 2-day shipping. Corey got it. You got it like 3 days after it dropped.
Yeah,
so,
I got it like right away. Yeah. They said it was going to take a little while, and then it came right away.
Yep. So you can get it. It's really easy and only costs you $9.99, and you can help support me, and you can read a great book. I think.
And listen, if you are in the mood of supporting Rob, I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but purchase this book on otheanthem.com.
Oh yeah.
Go to our page, click through the link. It'll be a picture of the calls now.
Yep.
It'll be this. Just click on that. We'll get a little taste of it too. A little bit more than we would normally. Rob gets as much money as you can possibly do to support him by doing it this way.
Not very much. Honestly, it is priced as low as possible just to get the 6x9 copy made.
Yeah.
It's also available on Kindle, so you can actually get the electronic book as well.
Or you could just download the copy.
Yeah, download the copy. So all of those are available. But please,
if you want to make sure that the maximum amount of money possible goes into Rob's pockets for this, then you want to go through otheanthem.com and click through a link.
Absolutely. Support everything we're doing.
Yeah, please.
So another bit of literature.
Please, our threads are tattered.
Another bit of literature dropped this week. Mm-hmm. Not nearly as classy, not nearly as interesting, I would say, as the calls, but it's something.
It might have a chance to sell a couple more copies than the calls.
Probably has a chance.
Seeing as there's been a 4-day infomercial about it on CNN.
Yes.
Basically since the moment I heard about it.
So, Fire and Fury.
Yes.
By somebody Wolf.
Michael Wolf.
Yes. And
I purchased a copy of that one, too.
Yeah? Are you waiting for that?
I'm waiting for that.
Right.
I think because they pushed the release date, all the people who go to the brick and mortar bookshops were able to get it first.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Amazon, I think, still had to sit on the January 9th release date or whatever. So.
That sucks.
So I'm waiting patiently. I can't really read it until I have all day myself to read it anyway.
I'm going to read it for free on WikiLeaks because they put the whole book out there.
Yeah.
So thanks, WikiLeaks. But what happens when somebody is so narcissistic that they think that they are invulnerable, and then you tie that in with a reporter who just has no qualms about doing whatever it takes to get a story? That is fire and fury.
Yeah, pretty much. So what I like about this is the fact that these books come around every so often. Mm-hmm. Usually with almost every presidency, you get one of these where it's like the inside account of what happened during the White House or during the days of
usually
whatever.
It's after the president's out of office.
But a lot of times you get one early on.
Like the Whitewater book. The Whitewater book.
Yeah, or like Obama had one early on where it was like the first year of the Obama administration or something like that. And many of the stories are sort of told through 4 different sources, and it's like
usually a lens of love of like, we really like this guy.
Yeah, or I mean, often if it's a hit shot, like you can just tell from the go. Like they'll just be like, the gruff and prickly Rahm Emanuel runs into the room. Like, you'll just be like, oh wow, who's really, like just the way they speak about some of these people. It's a time honored tradition, the political hatchet job. Yeah. But what is making me want to read this one more than ones in the past is usually there's enough people, enough male people you have to speak to get a story for a book like that. Yeah. Not people letting the reporter just walk around the West Wing. Like, Jesus Christ, he was just sitting in the West Wing for like a year. Like,
and they were just basically like, oh, hey, are you in this meeting? Oh, come on in. Yeah.
Having interviews with Steve Bannon and other people, and like Jared and Ivanka and stuff like, who the fuck, like.
And do you know how he got that position?
He wrote a biography on Roger Ailes, right?
No, he did. I think he actually was the author of that. But he also wrote a story in a magazine that had a cover image that Trump really liked. It was Trump wearing sunglasses, and it was like the Give No Fucks Trump cover. And Trump loved it so much that he contacted him and invited him to come in and just basically live at the West Wing.
Well, you've learned. You've learned now, Trump.
Well, he's a stable genius, so I don't know what he really had to learn. Here's what we learned. Don't react like a crazy person on Twitter, but he's not learned that lesson ever at all.
No. So here's basically my quick take on what I've read so far, because I've read little snippets. Yeah. It's definitely, I can tell that it's not the 100% truthful account of what happened, but what it seems like is sort of the facsimile story. So if I'm writing a story about Rob and I, arguing about, and I'm touching on our arguments about music. Obviously, we've had so many arguments about music, and at different points, there are different aspects of.
Sure.
Like sometimes I'm talking about rap music. Sometimes I'm talking about autotune. Sometimes we're arguing about this or that, right?
You're always wrong. That's a consistent thread that runs through.
No, but I'm saying like that the conversations vary slightly.
Yes, yeah.
So this one might be the version that is printed in the book will be the compressed version of all the arguments we've ever had in one conversation.
Right, yeah.
But I can easily go, well, that's not true. That didn't happen like that because we had those arguments over 10 days.
Right.
But for the purposes of the book and making it move faster, much like in the movie, you will speed things along a little bit, or
like if you notice, no one ever says hello or goodbye on the phone. It's just, unless the joke is how they say hello or goodbye.
Right.
Like, they'll just be like, okay, great. And who does that? You just hung up the phone on them? Like, yeah, no. But it speeds along.
Oh, I do that.
It just speeds everything along, and you don't really need the goodbye.
Yeah.
So,
but I'm interested, especially because Trump is such a. We've discussed this too, which is the great foil of Trump's craziness, is that any article I could write a stupid fake article right now.
Yeah.
Trump likes to suck pickle juice off women's toes.
I don't know that that's not true though.
Don't know it's not true. Yeah. I could put that article up. I could get CNN to talk about it, and people will believe it because you'll believe anything that I say Trump does.
Well,
especially if it's weird and crazy.
CNN people will believe anything you say about it.
Yeah.
And the Trumpers will never believe it, no matter how logical it seems.
Yeah.
Like, they'll say, this is a fake story. There's no way that Trump gave someone unfettered access to the West Wing and he just observed things for a year and then wrote a book.
He did that.
Yeah. Yeah. He did that.
Yeah.
He is a megalomaniac who thought this guy was going to write this glowing story about him because he, by the way, didn't read the story with the sunglasses. Wasn't that glowing?
Yeah.
But he had the picture and he was like, I like that picture. They like me. Yes.
Yeah.
Bring him in. Let's do this. I don't know what else you can do. But again, we're dealing with a guy who then responds to, by the way, we've now put in the position. This is not something we said we're going to talk about, but I feel like we should. We're putting in a position where it's possible that Kim Jong-un is a more stable leader than Trump.
Yeah.
Kim Jong-un, to his, not guess to his credit, but whatever the opposite of that is, posted a tweet that, hey, we can reach the entire, or he did a press conference where he said, we can reach the entirety of the United States. Okay. Not really the best thing to do when you want diplomacy, but if what he wants is mutually assured destruction, which is really what he wants to be able to say, hey, we are equals, basically. That does that. Trump responds with his I have a button on my desk and I'll push it at any time, basically, tweet storm. And then Kim Jong-un says, oh, by the way, we're going to go to the Winter Olympics and we're opening up communication with the South for the first time in 2 years. And we're going to talk demilitarizing the demilitarized zone. And Trump's just like, hey, I got a lot of nukes and I'll nuke you. And I'm a stable genius. So be careful. And I'm like, you're making Kim Jong-un look like a world leader.
Right.
Stop it. What are you doing? What is wrong with you?
The other part that I enjoy a lot is that so they're talking about like Trump having like multiple TVs installed in his room so he can just watch multiple cable news shows at the same time.
Yeah.
And then Sarah Huckabee Sanders will go up there going like, that's crazy. The president doesn't have time to watch all this TV news. And then we watch if you watch Fox for 10 minutes and then follow a presidential tweet that says something that was exactly just said on Fox minutes beforehand.
Most importantly, a stable genius tweet came at 7:20 a.m. after at 7:10 a.m. on Fox and Friends they talked about how the liberal media was making him out to look crazy.
Yeah.
And he wasn't crazy.
Right.
And then he comes out with this, not only am I not crazy, but I'm the smartest person I know, and oh, by the way,
I'm the most stable genius.
And I won the presidency on my first try. By the way, forgetting that he's run for president, at least on one other occasion, and put in his name for consideration one other time before that. 2000, he was a candidate for president. Mm-hmm. Although very short, he was a candidate. And apparently, the stable genius with the best memory forgot that he had run for president before. So, yeah, you're president of the United States, guys. Yay.
I think that what the good news is that we're at least talking about whether or not the president is incapable of doing the job. If he's mentally unfit for the job, which is, I'll take it. Listen, if this is the way out, I'll take it. It's a really alarming time in American history.
And by the way, a president who basically keeps his inner circle like the mean girls at your high school, where like he's like, all right, so we're going to go camping this weekend out to Camp David, and I want you to be there, I want you to be there, I want you to be there. Hey, Jeff, why don't you just stay here for the weekend? It's okay. We don't even really need you, so it's fine.
I think some people are going to be smoking weed, so you probably don't even want to be there.
Yes.
By the way, Jeff Sessions, another thing that happened since we last spoke on Mike.
Yeah.
Everything was fine and grand. California was this oasis in the middle of a shining sun. Yes. And they legalized marijuana, and everyone seemed like they were happy.
Everyone was happy.
And then 2 days later, Jeff Sessions has to come and rainy cloud on all of us.
So sad.
Come on, Jeff. Get laid already.
Yeah, honestly, like,
get laid.
What he needs is to smoke some weed. He would relax so much. Dude, just try it. Just
Have you ever heard of dog fooding?
No.
Okay, so this is a real thing. The CEOs of dog food companies once a year will have a press conference where they eat their dog food.
Oh, yes.
To prove that it's healthy enough, like that they wouldn't put anything in their body that they were going to sell to their dogs and stuff like that. And it's called dog fooding. I think that Jeff Sessions, as part of being Attorney General, should have to do all the drugs, like one after the other.
Okay.
And just like sort of see what's up. Like, because if I told you you have to do bath salts, but there's going to be a doctor nearby in case shit goes awry, like you'd be okay with it, right?
Dude, I'd be okay with it even without the doctor. I mean,
I'm saying like, if you injected yourself with some heroin and you had a doctor there to make sure that you weren't going to like die or choke on your tongue or something like that, I feel like
injecting's a bit much. That's how you get addicted to stuff. Just snort it.
That worked too. I think we should just do Jeff Sessions does all the drugs. Yeah. We can record it for YouTube.
Dude, that would be a hit YouTube channel. Yeah. Jeff Sessions does all the drugs. We got to find somebody who looks like Jeff Sessions immediately. Patent that idea. Do not. We are trademarking that. Yeah. You cannot take that. But no, honestly, if he just sat in a room and smoked some weed.
The artists that do like the I did 17 different drawings based off of what drug I was on. They'll do it on mushrooms and they'll do it on weed and they'll do it on acid and shit like that. We should just do Jeff Sessions on all the drugs, and I'll just sit in a room and just be like, oh man, I'm so high.
I'm so high. This is amazing. Why did I hate this for so long?
I'm not even worried about shit that's happening around. Isn't this what it's like all the time?
What do you guys do this so much?
You mean for a couple hours at a time I can forget that I work for Trump?
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Oh, it feels good. My back hurts all the time. Now it doesn't hurt so much. It's crazy.
So yes, Jeff Sessions, smoke some weed and chill the fuck out already.
Please.
But by the way, I do love that this is the thing that made the Republicans finally be like, all right, listen, we keep talking about states' rights. You can't fuck us on the states' rights thing, Sessions. What are you doing? Like, this is directly you saying states cannot decide for themselves.
Yeah.
We've been fooling these poor white people into thinking we were for states' rights. That's how we talk about racism. Because we make it seem like it's states' rights. Yeah. And now you're not giving us the states' rights. I'm going to block all of the DOJ nominees. I'm going to do it. Fuck you. I'm going to do it. Nope. Until you change this policy, everything's blocked.
That was the senator from Colorado.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who said he only voted for Sessions because he got assurances
that he wasn't going to do this sort of shit?
That he wasn't going to do this exact thing. By the way, Congress, maybe let's have more intelligence than the average 15-year-old. And you look at the guy, and he says, no, there's no way I would do that. Yeah. After literally his entire career being, I hate marijuana, and I will do everything to put you in jail for it. And maybe you say, I'm not sure I believe you. I don't think we can believe you. So I'm not going to vote for you. Instead of just voting people in. Maybe. Just a suggestion.
Or just make Jeff Sessions watch Footloose or something like that.
Well, I mean, he was basically in Footloose. He is the dad from Footloose. If there's somebody who put baby in a corner, it's Jeff Sessions. That's who it is. Christ. Anyway.
Yeah.
So we have a couple.
Anyway,
of
thanks for that, Jeff Sessions.
Yeah, thanks, Jeff Sessions, for ruining everything. But I mean, basically not. I don't think anybody really cares here. Honestly, this is the only thing this will do.
The problem is that probably nothing will change. Because it doesn't seem like they can get their shit together. Yeah. But the problem is, I just hate to be walking down the streets of downtown Los Angeles, minding my own goddamn business, mind you.
Right.
And then just seeing some, heavy artillery force, taking into a dispensary of some kind.
Peaceful dispensary.
Yeah. God just damn you. Filled with 24-year-olds who are high as shit trying to sell people flowers. Come on.
Here's the thing. The good thing that comes out of this is Cal Exit. All right, fuck, we're done with this bullshit. All right, yes, Cal Exit all day. Cal Exit 2018.
Sooner than that, please.
It's 2018 already.
Oh, God damn it. I'm so high.
All right, so going from California all the way back across the country, it's time for us to take a little trip down to the Baltimore Corner.
Where you get the straight dope.
Absolutely. So a lot of Baltimore stuff in the news. Not only us being there, which really was newsworthy in itself.
Yeah, I'm surprised it didn't lead the sun.
It probably would have if, the schools had boilers that worked or the cops weren't completely corrupt.
Or we didn't surpass the most murders per capita.
Yeah, all these things. Listen, it's a big deal, but if it bleeds, it leads. So,
yeah, true.
I just love that we were having posse karaoke on the 27th, right? The day you got there. And I think that was the day that they beat the per capita murders at 340.
I think so.
343. Yeah. Were there murders for the rest of the year? Was anybody else murdered? Or is that
I guess not. It was quiet end of year.
It's cold. And one of the things we said is, how are you murdering people? It's so goddamn cold. Like, who's outside murdering people?
I couldn't imagine murdering right now. It's just too much.
Although New Year's Day, 3 people got murdered. So
Yeah.
good old kickoff.
January 1st. Let's start with 3.
Only 364 days to go, Baltimore. But
there was a time and place where we were averaging 1,000 murders a year based off of
per capita. Yeah.
Murders in days.
So
it's like when somebody hits like 3 home runs on the first day of the season. It's just like, do you think there's a chance I could hit 500 home runs this season? Shut up!
Yeah.
Shut up!
Although hitting 1,000 murders, I would not put that past the city of Baltimore. Honestly, I don't know. But we were discussing the 343 murders. New York, a city of 8 million people, probably more than that now. Compared to Baltimore, a city of 550,000.
600 something thousand.
It's got to be less than that now. I mean, they keep killing them at record rates. But no, so...
I think that's as of the last census. So
okay. All right. So...
back end the 1,000 people who've gotten murdered.
God, no, that was 2010.
Yeah. So probably the
2,000 people.
3,000 people who've been murdered since then. So we're down from at least 666,000 to 663,000.
Just on murders alone.
On murders alone.
Anyway, so New York, population 8 million, had less than 300 murders this year.
Yeah.
Baltimore, a city of 600,000, which by my math is 1/15th.
Don't hurt yourself.
1/15th.
Yeah.
That's not right.
Close enough.
8 times 2 is 16. Yeah, it's 1/15th.
Yeah.
Yeah, a city 1/16th the size of New York had over 343 murders. I don't know. Do we need Giuliani? Do we need Giuliani to come and be mayor of Baltimore?
Here's what I think we need. I've promoted this idea before. Y'all just didn't listen the last time. We need to push it through next time. Yeah. We need to take your medicine, mayor. Mm-hmm. What Catherine Pugh is worried about right now is what people write about her. She's still trying to like make her mark on the city.
Yeah.
And she's trying not to get the bad press. I get it. You need somebody who's not worried about the bad press.
Yep.
You need somebody who just pushes through. I have a single-handed focus to make things better. It's not going to happen on the schedule you want it to happen. But right now, the schedule of how things happen in the city is we say, holy shit, the power or the heat isn't on in city schools. It's 40 degrees in these classrooms. How are these kids supposed to learn math?
Oh, it's 30 degrees in these classrooms. Some classrooms were below freezing.
There are kids huddled up in winter jackets in a pile in the middle of the room to keep from freezing.
Sitting on the floor in the middle of the room. Yeah. So that they don't freeze. This is a problem.
Yeah.
And Catherine Pugh did not find it a problem until the Baltimore Brew story broke the website and they had to upload it on Medium to handle the flow.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, by the way, in 2 days, all the boilers have been fixed.
Yeah.
Weird how that happened.
Yeah.
No money for that at all. But all of a sudden
we found it.
Yeah, it's weird.
They just took it from police overtime, of which they'll definitely get that money anyway. So just took it from somewhere else.
Yeah, and here's the thing. So using New York as a comparison again, New York spends twice as much on education as it does on its police force. Yet they have lower murders per capita, lower murders in real numbers.
Yeah.
And their schools are performing better than Baltimore schools. By the way, even if they're not performing better in scores, which they are, they have air conditioning, they have heat, and the kids aren't suffering while they're there. Which is really all you can ask for. That they have humane conditions while we hold them in this place for 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
Baltimore does the opposite. We spend half as much on schools as we do on police. And that's budgeted amount, not the overtime amounts that are averaging $1 million a pay period. $1 million a pay period in overtime. And, oh, by the way, one of the officers of the gun task force, who just took a plea, to robbing people, to taking their drugs and reselling them, to taking their property and reselling it, to finding large sums of money and then disappearing that money into the pockets of other officers, and doing so while putting in for overtime.
Yeah.
So,
and signing OT slips for anybody else on his force, regardless of whether or not they worked the con.
Yeah.
He was getting paid for working the con, and then was also saying other people who didn't actually work the con so they could get paid the overtime for it.
Right. So, for example,
this is the 3-dimensional chess that everyone says that Trump's playing all the time.
They arrested a guy.
When in reality, what Trump is doing is just going like, hey, this castle's pretty good. Pretty good, right? Not gold, but good.
It's a good castle.
Good castle. Strong castle. I could build on this castle.
It's called a rook, by the way. Rook.
Oh, wait, no.
Okay.
What do you think the odds are that Trump knows the name of his rook?
I think he knows the chess pieces because he likes to just pluck over pawns just to show his boss.
Just for fun.
Yeah.
He likes to cement all the big pieces in place and just flick pawns off the board.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Fucking pawns.
This is the rook. It should stay here. It doesn't need to move. I'm going to glue it right there.
It's good. Pawns just move around.
But so the gun task force arrested a guy early in the day and then rode him around in the car until the end of shift, then called in the arrest so that they could put the overtime because they have to book them.
Yeah.
And that can take 2 or 3 hours. That gives them overtime. This guy, they stole cash from. So they took his money, they took his drugs, they arrested him for a smaller amount of drugs, and then they stayed overtime for that. And then put people on overtime who weren't even working that shift.
Yeah.
Like, hey, well, while we're doing this, somebody needs to cover us, so I'm going to sign slips for everybody for overtime. And again, $1 million a pay period of overtime. And the schools had boilers that weren't working.
Yeah.
One school had a boiler, the replacement boiler, neither of which had worked in years. And the guy's like, I told the mayor that they hadn't worked in years, and she came out and said that this was a temporary problem. We could fix it easily. So, by the way, it's freezing in Baltimore now. It's always cold in Baltimore.
Yeah. I mean, in wintertime for sure.
These classrooms have always been cold.
Yeah.
But just because they're getting down in the 30s and 40s, now it's a huge problem.
Well, I mean, that's the thing with everything. If there's no attention being paid to it, then nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah.
Guess what? Flint still doesn't have clean drinking water.
Nope.
Is that shocking to you?
450 days.
You better be shocked because we stopped talking about it, and then everyone stopped donating water to Flint.
And now they just don't have water.
Now they just don't have water.
Or they have to drink the lead water.
Or how about Puerto Rico?
No electric.
No electricity.
110 days.
50% of the island still without electricity or running water or food.
People are evacuating the island like it's a ship that's sinking, and corporations are coming in and saying, hey, welcome to America. Would you like to work for less than minimum wage? We won't tell anybody. And then having them come and work. Like, they are taking advantage of the tragedy.
None of this is new. This is exactly how things have been operating for the last couple of years. It's sick. It's disgusting. And
I'm going to turn Corey into a communist before this is over with. Yeah. Just that commentary. Yes, you're right.
Not full-blown communist.
Capitalism is working exactly as it intended, and it continues to work exactly as it was intended.
I have a opinion about Catherine Pugh.
Okay.
After a year on the job.
Is this a controversial opinion?
I don't think it's that controversial of an opinion.
Let's hear it.
I think that Catherine Pugh is a nice lady who is way the fuck in over her head.
Yeah.
Just never understood how big this job was going to be. Was completely unprepared for it. And don't feel bad because other people have been completely unprepared for this job too.
Yep.
Like most of the last 10 governors, 10 mayors we've had have been completely unprepared for the job that was ahead of them. I don't know what to do anymore. I feel like so much of what happens in Baltimore needs to like just completely just be reset the fuck up. Like
the good news
for
is,
instance, like we have the police union contracts coming up.
The FOP contract is up for renewal now.
Yeah.
And Catherine Pugh gave them what I would consider I wouldn't consider a fantastic contract. If I were a police officer, I would consider it a fantastic contract. Basically, you could just shoot people on the street, and it protects you pretty well before you ever have to talk to anybody. And God knows that happens a lot. And their pay increase went in, and a whole bunch of things. And they gave it to the union to vote on. And?
Union said no.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now the city is spending extra money bringing in Philadelphia lawyers to negotiate with the FOP.
Yeah.
And there is a point at which the FOP is essentially holding the city hostage while their officers are on trial. Not one, not even just the gun task force. Like, literally, the gun task force is the chip in the glass.
The
that is now,
epicenter of
it's just now splintering outward into all of these departments. There is a House of Delegates member who's about to go down on federal racketeering charges. Still in the House of Delegates because, innocent until proven guilty. That's how that works. Unless you're a black kid, with a soda and or a tea and some Skittles. Then you're going to get shot right where you are.
Well, clearly, you dangerous animal. You need to be put down.
Sure. So the FOP is holding the city hostage. They're saying they're not going to sign the contract unless the other things that they really want are renewed. And I will say... Listen, Catherine Pugh, if this message can reach you, this is my only thing. The only thing I want you to hear. We don't need the FOP. I know that you think that you do, but I think that there are people out there who would be willing to be police officers in Baltimore. Now, my personal opinion is we don't need police. Really? What are they doing? 343 murders? The city's falling apart?
They're responsible for one of them.
One of their own officers being shot. Yes.
342 murders happened from people who weren't police, and at least one of them happened from people who were police.
And I don't want to say that it was only one. Who the hell knows?
Well, I mean, one that we know of for sure.
Yeah, they found
By
bodies.
the way, unofficial poll of everybody I talked to back home. Everyone says that police officer Suter got killed by a cop.
Yeah.
Like, there's no doubt. Like,
your conservative-ass father.
Regardless, I said to him, I was just like, yo, what do you think about this Suter thing? He's like, oh, he got killed by the cops. Like, my dad never fucking says that. Everybody knows. If you think that everybody doesn't already know, then you're fucking crazy.
I do love that there are people in Maryland who I know have actively said that all lives matter. They are all lives matter chanters. I'm not going to throw your dad into that, but I'll say I know people. And they're all like, oh, yeah, no, the cops did it. They shot him. And I'm like, what?
They killed him.
What? You have a blue line on the back of your truck.
I think didn't your dad say something like that, too?
Yeah, my dad even thinks that they killed him.
But your dad said it in such a way that it was like, I was like, do you think that Suter got killed by the cops? He's like, well, it wouldn't make a lot of sense.
Right before he started defending Roy Moore, which gives you an idea of who you're dealing with. My dad will, in the same breath, defend Roy Moore and say, well, I mean, that's really the only explanation is that the other cop shot him. Like, that is how clear this story is.
Yeah.
By the way, why the FBI doesn't have to get involved? They're like, clearly, your cop shot him. I don't know what...
Do you need us to find the guy? I mean, like, there's... How many people work in your stupid department? Like... I've already brought it down to like what, 10,000? Like,
guys, it's not Suter. Who else was it? Anyway,
Suter did it to himself. It was police on police violence. Everyone was right,
man. So
no, but about that before we go, I think that it's fucking crazy that. Literally everybody knows that it was the FBI said they weren't going to aid in the investigation, even though pretty much
they weren't taking the investigation. But they would still aid the investigation.
Yeah. Even though literally everyone thinks that the Baltimore police killed Suter, and I think that the reason why they're doing that is because they want to watch Baltimore police investigate this and follow from the outside and act like we're not involved. We're just gonna check in every once in a while, make sure everything's in order, and see if you need anything. Yeah.
Hey, can I get you guys anything?
And just let the corrupt Baltimore Police Department like try and hide this, and then get everybody who was involved in the hiding of it.
But again,
because the FBI is going to come down so hard on the Baltimore Police Department, it'll be crazy.
Again, Catherine, let me just say, we don't need the FOP. We can avoid all of this.
Yeah.
Fire all of them. And as long as you are negotiating in good faith and they reject the contract, you're allowed to fire all of them at the end of the negotiations and start a new group that can form their own union if they want. And then you can just weed out the people you hire. So, you know the guy who's in the FOP who hasn't been on the streets at all ever in the last, 15 years? Mm-hmm. Just don't rehire him as a cop. And then you don't have to worry about him showing up in the FOP. Hire a bunch of honestly, man, at this point, hire the BGF and the Bloods and the Crips and just say, hey, you guys handle your territory and stop the murders.
Be police of your own area.
Yeah. Honestly, the police in Baltimore act like a gang anyway. That is what this gun task force investigation has showed us. They are a gang. They act like a gang. They treat each other like a gang. And they fight other gangs like a gang. Yeah. you might as well just put the damn gangs in charge and just say, hey.
I mean, gang members kill members of their own gang about as often as police do anyway. So
I mean, yeah. And they kill members of rival gangs at about the same rate as the police kill people in Baltimore. So, I mean, hey, would we really be that worse off? Just divide it all up into territory and then get a private security force to handle the downtown area, because we know the white people aren't going to be happy about that.
Not going to be happy about no police.
And there ain't no gangs, so... Can you imagine the Federal Hill Gang? It's just a bunch of guys in bowler hats.
Just local police forces based off of where they're from.
The Harrison boys. What is it from Seinfeld? Like I had a candy bar in my hand, and I had my hands up like this, and it's a secret signal for the 18th president, and so they left me alone. I don't remember.
I like that the people in Station North, when they're like putting on the siren to respond to some crime, it's just gonna play "Hungry by the Wolf" by Duran Duran. Just a big tracking, sweeping shot of them like making a turn onto North Avenue from Charles. It's just like, let's roll, hungry like the wolf again.
What kind of car are they driving?
Oh, like a Buick 88 or something like that.
See, I pictured a 4-person bike.
Oh, you know what'd be great? One of those bikes that looks like a car that you get on the boardwalk.
Yes,
like,
exactly. It's a 4-person bike. Everybody's pedaling. Let's roll. Hungry like the wolf. Oh, hipster-ass cops. Hipster cops coming to you this fall on Fox. Oh, I'm gonna write that. I'm gonna write hipster cops. That's it. That's my.
The same guy from Brooklyn Nine-Nine could be in it.
Exactly.
What's his face?
Andy Samberg.
Yeah, yes. Andy Samberg is hipster
grew
cop.
Like a
little twirly mustache.
Oh gosh, he is the head detective on Hipster Cops. Is this really the original Famous Rays? I guess we better find out.
Hipster cop.
I was coming up with a theme song in my head. I was just like, it's hipster cop, yeah. But that's not hipster enough. It's got to be more hipster.
I like how basic it is.
Yeah.
And at the end, somebody will be like, "Oh, it has shades of early Bjork." Hipster cops.
Peruvian flute music. That's it. That's hipster cop.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay.
Way back.
Back to the real cops. Back to the real cops who are actually really corrupt and everything. Yeah. So they fixed the boilers in the schools. Took them 2 days. Only thing that was required was Catherine Pugh being embarrassed in the news.
Yes.
So now we know our new recipe.
Yeah. Embarrass Catherine Pugh.
Whatever we want to fix in the city of Baltimore, we just need to embarrass Catherine Pugh. And the best place for us to do that is Baltimore Corner.
Where you get the straight dope.
All the news that's fit to podcast. Hey there, yeah. So let's embarrass her.
Yeah. One quick thought. I know labor negotiations are a little tough because you have to show that you've
negotiated in good faith.
Negotiated in good faith. Yes. What if the situation changes in terms of when you're in the middle of negotiating? Like, say we have a union. Mm-hmm. Podcasting union.
Sure.
And
podcast union. That's a good idea.
Don't give you any fucking ideas. I'm not guaranteeing minimum.
Do you hear the people singing songs of angry men? Anyway.
We have a podcast union and things are going really well.
Yeah.
Let's say we're making $1 million a show.
Okay.
So you're trying to get $100,000 per show.
Okay.
Because every show is clearing $1 million.
Right.
And you want to get your percentage of that.
Sure.
And negotiations are going along, and it's a little heated. We're getting into things about like how many pizza rolls we need to have, and that sort of the incidentals and stuff like that.
Vegan hummus only, please.
And then
hipster cop.
Hipster cop.
Okay,
sorry. At the end of it all, we're getting ready to come to the negotiation table, and then podcasting industry collapses.
Okay.
And then we're not making $1 million a show like we are right now.
Sure.
We're making $200,000 a show. We really got hit hard. Our industry,
How are we going to survive?
our industry was trash. But now, I can't afford to give you $100,000 a show anymore. It's just not because, I mean, even while it's half of the money we're making,
Yeah. And clearly on the Star.
but we still need to invest some of this money into. I mean, there's like hosting that costs a couple $100,000 an episode.
What?
Yeah, you don't know how this thing works. I do all the back end. You don't get it. But I'm saying things have changed.
Without me, there is no show.
Things have changed. They've gotten a little worse.
Yeah.
Aren't you able to change the standard of your negotiation after saying like, hey, listen, things have changed a lot since the last time we went to the table?
I mean, that's how the negotiation works. I mean, that's basically it. Is you come in and say, listen, I would be willing to accept this 6 months ago, but now I can't accept it just because the situation has changed.
Right.
So I'm going to be open and honest with you, and here's our current financial situation. And given that, this is what I'm offering. I'm offering $40,000 a show. Now I look at that and say, it's a little low. That is a little low. But I now have an image of where we are going to start.
Where the finances are.
Yeah,
and
where we're going to start the negotiation again.
Right.
Now, if I reach a point where I'm like, nope, 100K or nothing, and you're like, we're clearing 180. The 80 doesn't pay for the staff. All of our staff here.
Yeah.
Set up and break things down.
Like that one guy over in the corner who laughs like a crazy person.
Big O Dukes. Big O Dukes.
Yeah.
He's one of the hosts. Anyway.
He's a host?
Yeah, he's a host.
God, I can't get rid of him.
But yes.
Which one is he?
What's that?
Is he Dukes or Big O?
He's Big O.
Big O.
Yeah. Corey's not a fan of Big O.
Oscar's got a weird ass laugh.
You should.
Especially at 1.5.
I was going to say the problem really is at 1.9 he's got it's just a weird laugh. At regular speed it's fine.
We listen to the podcast sometimes in the car with Rob, and like we'll just randomly hear like, yeah, so I fucked that girl right in the mouth.
Not something they would say. Not an accurate representation of the laugh. But I understand.
It's like half turkey, half regular person laugh.
That is kind of how
Yeah.
Corey's not a fan.
I'm gonna look forward to listening to this at 1.5 later.
Just that noise?
Yeah, just my version of the laughs.
Anyway, so yes, as long as you're negotiating good faith, the good faith part of it is here are the books. This is our financial situation, and I just can't afford that. So here's what I can afford. Now I know that you could probably afford more than that. So my negotiating position is up, and then also like another thing I would say is, well, usually we do a 5-year contract. I don't want a 5-year contract. I want a 6-month contract. Because if in 6 months this whole thing bounces back, I want the ability to come back and renegotiate again.
Why don't you... I feel like if most people heard that there would be a small pay raise, but everything else remained roughly the same, the police would have no business to complain.
Well, no, because
I don't feel like the police are owed a humongous pay raise because of the job they've been doing.
They're not fighting over the pay raise. They're fighting over the limited overtime.
Yeah.
By the way, $1 million of pay period. They're also fighting over the creation of the Civilian Oversight Board.
Right.
Which they don't want to have a majority of civilians on.
Yeah.
So, again, I don't really understand that. Like, the whole point of the board is when cases are referred to them, a group of civilians from the community cancel. A group of civilians from the community get together and say, well, do we think this was justified or not? Okay. And the police want to put 6 cops on a 11-person board or 6 police representatives on an 11-person board. I'm like, that defeats the purpose of the Civilian Oversight Board. But that's part of what their negotiations are breaking down about.
Okay, so here's my offer for the police.
Okay.
I will give you a small percentage raise.
2.5%.
Sure.
Okay.
Sounds like a fair bump in pay.
Sure.
I am not going to authorize as much overtime as you're getting.
Okay.
If one of you motherfuckers does anything untoward, like kill an unarmed black teen or something like that, then I'm not going to let you talk to your fucking police union first. You're not going to have your 5 days or 2 weeks or whatever it is in the sun.
They're fighting for 30 actually now.
Yeah, you're not going to get your 30 fucking days to figure out your story.
Yeah.
You're sitting down in a room within 15 minutes and telling me what you know.
Okay.
And I think that there should be some sort of like cop czar.
Okay.
Like,
you mean like a commissioner?
Well, no, not like somebody who works aside from the police department.
Okay, in the mayor's office.
Yeah, so I mean,
Civilian oversight.
there's like fucking 40 people on Baltimore Black Twitter.
Yeah.
That could be the good police czar.
Yeah, I agree.
And basically, you just give him an office next to Kevin Davis, and you just say, just let them be able to walk in anytime they want. And just be like, what the fuck's going on? What the fuck's going on the west side?
You seeing this shit?
My Twitter's blown up. What the fuck? What the fuck's going on?
My Twitter's blown up. Honestly, that might be the best way to get in. I mean, if you had somebody who was on Twitter and they're like, hey, some shit's going down.
You know. Okay, hold on. I got an idea.
Okay.
I got an idea that might fix the police department.
Okay.
You have to hire one member of Baltimore Black Twitter to staff like each individual department.
Okay.
So you get one in homicide. You get one who has an office next to Kevin Davis.
Right.
And then you just give them carte blanche to like walk around videotaping shit all the time.
Okay.
Like this would have been great. Not Vine because that was only 6 seconds. But like Periscope or something like that, or Facebook Live. Just like walk into Kevin Davis's office, just like open the door, just be like, "You hear about this shit?" What shit are you speaking?
We're addressing the shit as the current policy.
Yo, did you hear Suter died?
No,
it's
tragic.
tragic. You know, a cop did that. Oh, come on, really? Can you give me a fucking break? Just one fucking day.
It just comments. Cops definitely did it. Yeah, it was definitely a cop. Yeah,
yo,
that.
just one fucking day, please, D. Watkins. Can I?
D. Watkins would be perfect.
Can
I would just love.
Can I get one fucking day?
Sitting across from Kevin Davis in the office, just like
on Facebook Live, just like I taping you, man.
Anyway,
yo, Watkins, can you chill? Can you please just? We work together now. Can we just chill out on that?
You're one of us now. You're one of us now.
One of us.
But yeah, it's never going to work out because eventually Pew is just going to give them whatever they want because she's afraid of having no cops on the street because apparently that would be worse than the current situation.
I think literally anything that can be done to get rid of the FOP is the way we have to go. We need a clean break from what has been going on because all the systems that are in place right now are guaranteed to help people, like any kind of crooked cop in the entire state. Like they have access to the cameras before anybody else does. They have the ability to alter them without people knowing about it.
Yep.
They cover for one another. They're had thousands of prosecutions, which are now going to have to be dropped because they're related in some way to the Baltimore Gun Task Force.
And there's more of the web of things going out. It's just like this case got dropped. Why? Well, the
only witness was one of the cops who seconds earlier had taken a humongous bribe from
So he got named in by the detective who just pled guilty. So or no, his supervisor just got bribed said that he took a bribe, and we just don't know that it's going to be. This guy's been saying since the very beginning that they planted drugs in his car. So I mean, we're not comfortable going forward with that. Are you now? I've had you agree to some violence in the last couple of weeks, and makes me excited when that happens. Would you be okay with burning down the FOP headquarters? Not police, FOP. Does that send a message? Does that send a strong enough message like we don't want you in our town?
It certainly sends a message, that's for sure. I don't know if I'd go that far.
Wait, who'd get caught first? The guy who burns on the FOP or Sean Suter's murderer?
Oh, absolutely, FOP arsonist. They would have a running. It would be like 15 cops like constantly, 24-hour shifts,
shutting down the city.
Yeah,
like it'd be the West Side when Sean Suter got murdered by his own fellow police officers. Just shut down and inconvenience all the civilians until we find out who it is. Turns out,
I feel like you don't even need to burn the FOP down. Just do a
police.
Like a graffiti like dick on the front door, and that'll be enough to like, who did this?
Shut it down!
Shut it down!
We're shutting this whole city down.
It's just the red phone rings on Catherine Pugh's desk, and it's just like, somebody drew a dick on the FOP lodge. You have to shut down the city. It's like, I don't know if that's an appropriate. Shut it down. All right. All right.
Okay.
And then she hits her button, her big red button on her desk, bigger and more powerful than
Trump's button?
than the mayor of Tuscaloosa's button.
Yeah.
I got a big button too.
Boom.
Boom. Shut it down.
Shut it down. Anyway.
Black people who ain't me gonna suffer.
It's not going to matter because the FOP is going to get their contract, and then you all are going to get screwed. And yeah, maybe we get our asses beat by the LAPD, but they have a civilian oversight board. So
at the very least, we have that going.
There's that. You have that opportunity. Anyway.
Do we have anything else on our list, or
That
did we tackle it all?
Killed the whole list.
Holy shit!
And only in an hour 20. Less than it took us to debate and come to no conclusion about rap music.
You sure you don't want to throw in an extra 10 minutes on Hipster Cop or something like that?
No, I'm good. We can let's workshop Hipster Cop. We'll come back in a couple weeks with some Hipster Cop for you guys.
All right. Well, if you want to know where you're going to find Hipster Cop, otheanthem.com. Corey at otheanthem.com. Oh, the Anthem on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and the listener line 443-219-7595.
What's that number again?
443-219-7595. 443-219-7595. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot the part where I'm supposed to promote myself a little bit at the end. You can find more of me at LegendsCB5 on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, at Corey Baker Film on Facebook, CoreyBakerFilmmaker.com, and I'm just launching new web content.
Ooh.
Movie reviews, and a look at my video Christmas cards.
Nice.
Yeah. Give a little behind the scenes knowledge. So
I like it.
You can find those at CoreyBakerFilmmaker.com, and they're all going to live on my own Corey Baker YouTube page. So everyone please subscribe to my Corey Baker YouTube page so I can make it like youtube.com/Corey Baker.
All right.
Yeah.
And of course you can find me on all your social networks at Robert N. Cheek. Where is it? It's right there. It's right there. At Robert N. Cheek. Make sure you check out robertncheek.com where you can find links to my political blog, findingthefuture.us, the news website, deaddrop.com, and the books, which are now available on Amazon.
Buy Rob's books.
Including the calls. Brand new, out and about, and available now.
Yep.
And let's see. We're renewing the videos this week, so keep a lookout for Rob Reviews. Those are always out there. Patreon subscribers, you're going to get a brand new video. Actually, came out yesterday. So brand new video for Patreon yesterday. And review videos will be back up and running this week.
All right. Well, I think we've done good here today.
We've done something. I don't know if it's good. But as always, you're listening to the O The Anthem podcast, part of the O The Anthem digital network. For Corey, this is Rob. Have a great week, everybody.
So we got Hipster Cops. And we got Give Jeff Sessions All the Drugs.
Yes.
Those are the two new projects we're working on.
2018 is going to be fantastic.
Nobody take your ideas.
Nobody take those.
Yeah.
They're patented or copyrighted or
Yeah, copyrighted.
whatever. I'm a lawyer. I should probably know that. Oh, well.
Patent pending. Peace out.